We've all been there. You're in a relationship that looks fine from the outside. No screaming matches, no dramatic breakups, but something just feels off. You can't explain it, but deep down, something's not sitting right. You start picking up on small signs. She pulls away during conversations. She stops asking about your day, or maybe she laughs a little less around you. But instead of trusting your gut, you convince yourself it's nothing. You tell yourself you're just being sensitive, that it'll pass. But here's the reality. Those small signals, they're not random. They're warnings. And the longer you ignore them, the more damage they do. Not just to the relationship, but to you. Your mental health suffers. Your confidence slips. And before you know it, you're stuck in something that feels more like surviving than living. Let me be clear. You deserve more than that. You deserve a partner who energizes you, who builds you up, not someone who quietly tears you down. So, if any of the 7 signs I'm about to share sound familiar, it might be time to face a hard truth. Because this isn't about giving up. It's about choosing yourself. Let's talk about something dangerous. Something that doesn't leave bruises, but breaks you slowly from the inside. It's called gaslighting. And if your woman is doing this, it's not love, it's control. You bring up something that hurt you, something real. She looks at you and says, "That never happened." You point out a pattern, and she laughs, "You're being too sensitive." Over time, you start to believe it. You question your memory. You second-guess your own emotions. And here's the scary part. The more it happens, the more disconnected you feel from yourself. That's not just a bad habit. That's emotional manipulation. Her goal isn't to resolve the problem. It's to erase your version of reality and replace it with hers. If you've ever walked away from an argument feeling confused instead of heard, this might be happening to you. A healthy relationship is built on truth, not mental warfare. Don't let anyone convince you that your emotions are invalid or that your mind is playing tricks on you. That's not protecting love. That's breaking your spirit. And the longer you tolerate it, the harder it becomes to see the damage. Remember, love doesn't distort your reality. It honors it. Let's get one thing straight. Boundaries are not optional. They're not suggestions. They're not nice-to-haves. They're the line between a relationship that builds you and one that breaks you. When you tell her, "I need some space today," and she blows up like you've committed a crime. When you express discomfort about something she's doing and she rolls her eyes, calls you insecure, or acts like you're the problem. That's not love. That's disrespect. Healthy relationships are built on mutual understanding. If she keeps stepping over your boundaries, she's not just ignoring your needs. She's showing you exactly how little your peace means to her. Here's a truth most people learn too late. A woman who doesn't respect your boundaries will slowly erase your identity. Not all at once, but in small, quiet moments where your no turns into silence and your discomfort turns into tolerance. Ask yourself, how many times have you let something slide just to avoid conflict? And how much of yourself did you lose in the process? Respect is love in action. Without it, you're not in a partnership. You're in a power struggle. Don't ignore this. Protect your line, or you'll lose yourself crossing hers. Let me ask you something real. Why is it that every time something goes wrong, it's always your fault? She lied? It's because you made her feel insecure. She snapped at you? Well, you pushed her too far. No matter what happens, somehow you end up being the villain. This is more than just bad communication. This is emotional manipulation dressed up as helplessness. And it's exhausting. When someone always plays the victim, they're not looking for solutions. They're running from accountability. And here's the trap. If you're a good man, you'll probably keep trying. You'll keep apologizing. You'll take the blame just to keep the peace. But that peace, it comes at a cost. Your dignity, your self-worth, your sanity. A real partner doesn't turn every disagreement into a guilt trip. A real woman doesn't make you feel like you're walking on eggshells just to avoid triggering another poor me performance. If every conversation leaves you feeling smaller, confused, or emotionally drained, take a step back. You're not her enemy, but she's made you her emotional punching bag. And here's the truth. You can't build a healthy relationship with someone who refuses to own their part in the damage. Let me be real with you. Your time is your life. And if she doesn't respect your time, she's showing you that she doesn't respect you. Maybe she constantly shows up late, cancels plans at the last minute, or leaves you waiting for a text back while she posts on social media. At first, you let it slide. You tell yourself, she's busy, or that's just how she is. But over time, it becomes a pattern, and that pattern starts to sting. Why? Because when someone values you, they value your time. They show up. They follow through. They make room for you, not excuses. A woman who treats your time like it's disposable is treating you like you're disposable. And that's a problem. Because here's what most men forget. You don't get that time back. Every hour wasted waiting on her, compromising for her, being her backup plan, that's time stolen from your peace, your purpose, your life. If you feel like an afterthought in your own relationship, it's time to stop making her a priority. You deserve consistency, not chaos. A woman who's serious about you will show it. And it starts with how she treats your time. Let me tell you something most people don't want to admit. Effort is love's loudest language. And when she stops trying, she's already halfway out the door. In the beginning, she showed up. She looked at you like you mattered. She asked about your day, laughed at your jokes, made you feel like the center of her world. But now, it's like you're invisible. The little things are gone. No more effort. No more interest. Just routine. Just coasting. Here's the truth. Real love doesn't flatline. It evolves, sure. It matures. But it never just gives up. When someone stops putting in the effort, they're saying, you're not worth trying for anymore. And that hurts. Because deep down, you remember what it was like when you were. But you deserve more than leftovers. You deserve someone who chooses you every day, not just when it's convenient. Someone who still wants to impress you, who still sees your worth, not someone who assumes you'll always be there no matter how little they give. So, ask yourself this. If she's not showing up for you anymore, why are you still showing up for her? In a healthy relationship, your wins are her wins, and hers, yours. But when every success you have feels like a threat to her ego, you're not in a partnership. You're in a competition. Maybe you got a promotion, and instead of being proud, she gets quiet, distant. Maybe you share a new idea or goal, and she downplays it, or worse, finds a way to one-up you. That's not playful. That's poison. Because here's the truth. When someone feels the need to compete with you, they're not focused on building with you. They're focused on staying above you. And you can't grow when you're constantly defending your worth instead of celebrating it together. A strong woman lifts you. She sees your rise as something beautiful, not something that dims her shine. But a woman who's threatened by your success will find subtle ways to tear you down, until you start shrinking yourself just to keep the peace. Don't fall for that. The right woman won't compete with you. She'll climb beside you. Let's talk about something that's harder to admit, but even more damaging. When she uses affection, sex, or emotional closeness as a tool to control you. That's not intimacy, that's manipulation. Maybe she gives you the silent treatment when she doesn't get her way. Maybe she only becomes affectionate when she wants something. Or worse, she withholds love, attention, or physical touch as punishment. That's not communication. That's power play. You start to associate closeness with walking on eggshells. You feel like you have to earn love, tiptoe around her moods, or perform just to feel connected again. Here's the truth. Real intimacy doesn't come with strings attached. It's not a reward. It's a shared bond. And when someone uses it as leverage, they're not loving you, they're managing you. If you feel more anxious than safe, more guilty than loved, it's time to step back and ask, is this love or is this control dressed as connection? Because love doesn't manipulate. Love meets you without conditions. So now you've seen them all. Not one, not two, but 7 red flags that most men ignore until it's too late. Gaslighting, disrespecting your boundaries, always playing the victim, wasting your time, stopping all effort, competing instead of supporting, weaponizing intimacy. Let me be real with you, none of these are small issues. These aren't quirks or personality flaws you can just learn to live with. These are warning signs that the relationship you're in is slowly draining the best parts of you. And I know what you might be thinking, but she has good sides too. Maybe it'll change. But how many times have you told yourself that already? Here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Staying in a toxic relationship doesn't make you loyal, it makes you lost. Lost in someone else's version of love. Lost in a dynamic where you're always apologizing, shrinking, chasing, waiting. You deserve better. You deserve a relationship where you're seen, heard, and respected. Where love isn't a negotiation and peace isn't a luxury. It's the baseline. So if any of these signs hit home, don't ignore them. Don't hope they'll disappear. Face them. And if you need to walk, walk proud. Walk free. Walk toward the version of you who knows what he's worth. Because the truth is, when you stop chasing the wrong woman, you finally create space for the right one to show up. If you've ever felt like something is off in your relationship but couldn't explain why, this video is for you.